Morning, Present family. It's been a while. That I haven't walked. Today I was reminiscing, and I want to speak about the day that the world stopped, which means COVID-19. I remember seems many years ago, but it happened. The day I woke up, the world was difficult for me. I had just had some miscarriage with Jasenia, and I didn't know exactly how I felt. And the day I told my daughter that she wanted to take some time off, it was okay. She could take some time off. It was the dumbest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Well, little did I know that my world was gonna change. Well, it changed, not for the better, but for the worse. I remember, not exactly the day, but I remember it was like on a Monday or Tuesday, and we woke up to the president, my president, which is Donald Trump, telling us that there was a pandemic and no one knew how to resolve it, and they had to ask everybody to stay in the homes, and they'll let us know when we can come out. Sad thing about sad things, I'm an essential worker, so I couldn't take the time off. I remember the first 2-3 weeks was one of the most scariest times I've ever lived. I remember the streets were silence. Not even the birds were chirping. Not even the bees were humming. Something happened, like the world stopped, and everybody stopped. And I remember I had to go to work. The first day, we were like struck that how can it be possible? All stores are closed, like the end of the world, like the rapture, like the one they always say in the movies. And I drove every single street you could imagine empty, and it's like if a movie, The Rapture, was here. There was no one out there. You could literally run naked in the street. You could cry and ask for anything. The only workers out there were the paramedics, police, and essential workers. And not even the essential workers wanted to work. So I walked outside, got on my van, went to work. Obviously, people needed internet, and so me, as defiant and a person that to overcome everything, all obstacles, I didn't have nothing to live for. I felt like the end of the world. I felt lost my daughter, and I lost my opportunity to be happy, and I had just broken up, like I said, with Jasenia, and I was heartbroken, and I was crying, and I was feeling so obsolete, and I didn't feel encouraged, and I didn't have a reason to live. So why not go to work? And I remember driving on the freeways, no car, only me. The only time that happens is when there's a major accident or a rainstorm, that they close the freeways on both directions. You'll go a couple miles and there will be no car. It'll feel like so abandoned, so awkward to be driving. And well, I proceeded to work. On the first day, it was weird. We had to go to convalescent homes and hospitals and clinics and stuff like that. and those were open. Those were full, and dead bodies all over. I got to see a lot of bodies, dead people, just dying over and over and over. And we didn't know exactly what to do. We didn't have masks, we didn't have gloves. And me, I'm over, I sweat a lot. So it's difficult for me to wear masks and gloves and shields and all that. Well, proceeded to work, and I remember I kept seeing ambulances. I'm talking about 100, 200 ambulances, and tents building up all over with just dead bodies. And I didn't know exactly what was going on. And one of my first jobs, I did it on Martin Luther King, the hospital, right in front. It was for a doctor. They needed their internet. And I seen bodies and bodies and bodies, and ambulances, they were just taking out bodies. And I'm talking about old people, you know? I'm talking about young people. I'm getting scared. And I said, no one's ever gonna believe me what I seen. Like I said, just imagine the rapture, and we're the ones left back. We don't know exactly what happened, and we're confused and scared, but we're determined. We're determined to come out. So I come home, and the first thing, I turn on the TV and I talk to my brother Danny and everything, and the news are crazier by the moment. We're stunned and we're amazed and surprised. All the shit is happening. They're literally renting containers to keep to dispose and keep bodies over and over and over and over. And I'm working. I'm driving for like 2-3 weeks all alone. It felt like there was nobody else in this world but me. And I was determined to play it out, to see what was going on. At that time, like I said, spoke to my daughter and everything. I thought it was gonna be a couple weeks, a month, the max. But I ended up turning to 2 years that I didn't get to see my daughter and everything. And that really changed our lives. We were close to one another. After that, it was as if we didn't know each other. My daughter began to keep away from me, not wanting to talk to me and everything. So I lasted about 6 months to a year. I was texting her every single day, and she wouldn't reply or anything. And as Mavi's always been sick all her life, so I understood that was the best thing to keep away, because all the people and bodies that I was seeing all around, that I didn't want her to die, you know. She took it overboard, and the other woman that took it overboard was my sister Linda. They really kept away, and they took it to a different level. I mean, with all the shit that was happening, of course it was normal to be scared and think that you were gonna die, and you couldn't even come out of your. Everybody's getting Uber, everybody's getting money on the. You can't even spend it or anything. And like I said, I was out there all alone in this world. Unexpectedly, I cried. I used to think that, what did I do to deserve? I should have been one of the few that left with the rapture. It was like if God left me, you know? So I proceeded to work, like I said, 2-3 weeks, and I thought it was gonna be it, you know? I thought it was gonna be it, and the world was gonna come to normality and everything. Little did I expect it to last a year, completely a year. After like a month, people, like essential workers, started being on the street. Still was too little of us. And after 6 months, more people started working, and it was awesome. It was awesome that we worked. The 6 months, they started closing again, and they put again. And like always, I'm an essential worker, so we couldn't take the time off. And I had a friend that got the COVID. I got COVID a couple times. It didn't really affect me. The first time it affected me, it made me shiver and everything for like a couple months. And where's this? So it scared me for a minute or two, but I overcame it. Immunity is one of the things that human bodies, we adapt. And as long as you're not afraid, as long as you're determined to keep on living, keep on fighting, where there's a will, there's a way. So like I said, 6 months passed, and we came back, and then a year. I thought it was gonna be over. They started opening restaurants, dining out outside, and population started coming back. Then the government shut down all churches, and they needed somebody to work for Jesus Christ, which I did. I started not volunteering, working and doing all the hardest jobs you could imagine. Churches, and where pastors and priests and all kinds of ministers of God. They're the most, I'm not gonna say corrupt, but they're the most difficult people to work and understand. They think they're right. They're so picky and so crazy. See, back then in the day, they said it one time, and this is what I remember, that the internet was the devil. So a lot of people had said that everybody uses the internet now, cell phones, internet, they YouTube, they do all the stuff, and they said that that's how we're gonna get manipulated, and that's how we're gonna get brainwashed. Well, it happened. We're manipulated, we're brainwashed. The world got closer. Everybody started streaming. Everybody started talking and giving their opinions. The world became a negative. People started fighting against the right, the Republicans against the Democrats, the queers, the gays, the transvestites, and little did we know that our world was gonna change. And there was the genie in the bottle came out and changed everything. And we thought it was it. Well, little did we know that we lost my president. We gained a dumb idiot one, which is Biden. And he threw our economy, he threw everything down. We made a lot of money when the pandemic was. All my uncles, my aunts, and everybody were the only ones working and selling and delivering couches, kitchens, and mattresses and stuff like that. And us essential workers were out there hustling and grinding and making the best out of it. And a lot of people got unemployment. If you got unemployment, say for example you're a person that made $100, $200 a week, they gave you $500, at one time $600 a week extra. So it was like, it was free money. So instead of making $180, $200 a week, now you're making $800 a week for not working. Some people didn't work for a whole year. And also, those same people that were getting all that money, most of the people that I remember didn't pay rent. And they lived 2 years rent-free and collected and spent the money and manipulation. That's how manipulation got here. Brainwash. And everybody started depending on the government. All but essential workers. Well, it was some difficult times. And after 2 years, I don't know how, started talking to my daughter and everything. And I had a couple of friends, actually two. One friend that passed away and one that went in coma for 8 months. And after 8 months, they were gonna disconnect them. And he came out of it. Now he's back, he's working. It took him another year to get rehab back. In those times, a lot of my family members passed away, like for example, I'm gonna say Amparo. When we buried them, a handful of people, and all alone and everything. The world was still closed. You couldn't even go to funerals. You couldn't go to the shows. You couldn't go to restaurants. You couldn't dine in or nothing. Everything was like to go. They changed our ways, you know, the ways we used to live and work. Once we got applauded for being heroes for keeping the economy and keeping everything, then they turned on us. They made us take vaccines in order to work, and I didn't want to, but I had to, if I could keep myself afloat. I knew at one time that it was bad, but I did it. I did it for you, Vanessa, where I could have the opportunity to have you in my grace, to have you in my hands, to have you next to me. And I wanted it. I wanted to see you so much badly. And I didn't want to give up in life. But I fought through it. I only took one vaccine, and not happy that Vanessa, you, Mavi, that you guys took all your vaccines and stuff like that. That's why I think you guys are all sick. And but let it be what let it be, you know. I'm grateful and I'm thankful that COVID, after 3 years, they brought down the red alert and people could start being amongst each other. And I got to see you, mija. I got to be around you. You're a changed daughter. You weren't my little daughter no more. You're all grown up. You had your own state of mind. You distanced ourselves. We distanced ourselves. I abandoned you, I think, you know. And you took it to the heart. And which I don't blame you, mija. But I made it. I made it. I made it through the COVID. I made it through all the hard times. Yes, there were nights that I cried myself to sleep. There was days that I prayed day and night. I cried and I begged God, and I just needed an opportunity. And I got to get it with you, mija, but it's not the same, you know. And now that your mom's getting sick and your grandma's and everybody passed away, I feel that time changed us and we're never gonna get it back, you know. So there was some amazing things that happened with COVID. We learned how to overcome and achieve greatness and have faith in God. And we're not a human race that gives up. We adapt, and we keep living and moving forward, you know. We've had a lot of new family members after COVID, and our family's changing. We're not as united as we were before because a lot of family members passed away. Everybody knows that I had a lot of deaths in my family. I'm up to 55, and I just want everybody to know that I love you guys. Hope this story helps you, and never to give up. There's always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way to live, and keep on living, keep on fighting. Never give up. Never abandon your dreams. And if you're an essential worker, you know what it takes to keep the human race up afloat and the economy keep going. Well, I hope that everybody that experienced COVID overcame it, and all the fears, all the anxiety, all the loneliness. Many people suicide. I got to see a lot of people suicide and die, and heart attacks. And at one point I was worrying. Well, at one point, like I said, I was shocked. I was determined to live and to be the one that overachieves and brings back humanity back to its sense. At least in my family, Linda ended up upsetting, and I tell everybody that if you don't have God, you have fear, you're not living. But if you believe in God and still have fear and still not live, that's even worse. The faithful people broke down and gave up. I say it to everybody. I don't know what God you choose, or what spiritual, or who advises you in life, but my God's for real, and I put all faith in Him, and I believed, and I still believe that life is gonna change. Hopefully Trump wins this year, and things get back in order, economy and gas and food and everything brings down the inflation, and COVID is in our rear. We can't really talk on YouTube what exactly or what do we think, because we get taken off. But all I can say is that we lived it. I'm here, I'm alive, and nothing, absolutely nothing's gonna keep me from living and enjoying life. And hope to see you guys soon. And we even had a COVID Christmas. We didn't get to hang out that year. It was horrible, but like everybody says, horrible things have an ending, and thank God that all that fear, all that crying, all that scaredness, all that sickness, all the people dying went away. They say just in Los Angeles about 100,000 people died. I'm still don't believe it, but I lived it, so I don't know exactly what I lived. Well, this goes out to, I guess, to my grandkids, that we're a generation that changes. We went through 9/11, the end of the world, with the Aztec Mayan. We went with other infections like AIDS. Now we're going to pandemics like cancer, diabetic. We had all the plagues, and we've overcome, and we came over all obstacles, and humanity is back. It's back on track, and you know, you guys are gonna read it in books and everything, and a lot of people went homeschool. A lot of people didn't go to school. A lot of things happened. The world changed. Hopefully it comes back to normality, and we get to look at this as a twilight zone, as something that happened but shouldn't have happened, and should make us stronger, should make us united, should make us want to live closer to one another. Be grateful, be thankful, and no matter what the outcome is, I'm grateful that I got to spend time knowing my suegra, and I'm grateful that I gave the opportunity to Navi, how you could have my daughter, and you, mija, I'm grateful that I gave you life. And I know at the moment I'm not the person, I'm not the father that you choose, but eventually I'm the only one you're gonna be living. And I want you to know, mija, I'm gonna be waiting for you with open arms, and I'm probably gonna be the last person from the old school days that's gonna be around you, mija. So, mija, I'm waiting with you with open arms, and hopefully you become a woman, and I hope you're not scared of trying new things. We're a civilization that we achieve greatness, and I believe in happiness and the fairy tale ending, right, mija? Well, that's my COVID story. Hope I didn't bore you guys. Hope I didn't say things to offend anybody. But we had the swine flu, we had AIDS, we had the end of the world, we had 9/11, we had the gang injunction. We got to live when they released a lot of inmates, that's including you, Miguel. We got to be overweight, overbeast, and live on the internet, survive with the internet, communicate with the internet. Right now we got the pandemic of cancer. Hope Bertha makes it through. It's been about a year and some change already. And diabetics. It's been a struggle in our family, friends and people. And yeah, I'm grateful, and we're overweight but healthy, determined to live a little more, and to be here for you, mija, whenever you need me, whenever you find yourself confused and lost, destroyed, or crying, or with anxiety or whatever, not knowing how you're gonna get it over with, how you're gonna live. Well, mija, I don't think we could ever describe this to anybody else. You're gonna have to muster it up and get your ass back on track, all right? Well, everybody, this goes out to all you guys. There's a Toñito, Toñita, there's Sandra, Stephanie, everybody. There's a Pili, Amber, everybody. We all made it. We all live COVID, so don't let it just go to waste. All right? Over and out, everybody. Over and out.